Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, authorities near San Antonio made several arrests in a huge migrant sting operation today. And a mother in a community is mourning the loss of a 22-year-old bull rider. Plus, police in North Harris County arrested a man after two people were stabbed on a street.
Well, it promises to be a very hot weekend. In fact, temperatures even today are not as hot as we expect it to be over the next couple of days. We'll be talking about that, but we got a plan on how to beat the heat. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Hunter Biden's firearm trial continued today in Delaware with the widow of Hunter's brother, Beau, taking the stand. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon and thanks for being with us. I'm Karina Garcia. The jury trial for the four former industrial high school baseball players will start August 26. Colin Stumfel, Christopher McRoy, Zachary Cookler, and Braxton Warren are indicted on charges of organized criminal assault. Industrial ISD reports the incident occurred on April 27th of 2023. Now this morning, Victoria police arrested three men. That's 21-year-old Nathan de la Garza, 22-year-old Ricardo Gonzalez, and 22-year-old Eric Montes are charged with engaging in organized criminal activity, manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance, tampering with physical evidence with intent to impair, and burglary of a vehicle. They are in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a total of $145,000 bond. 7 migrant smuggling suspects were arrested and 11 migrants hospitalized after a law enforcement sting operation near San Antonio. Authorities say a total of 26 migrants were found at a house in South Bexar County Thursday. 11 migrants were taken to a hospital with heat-related injuries. Authorities say the migrants were packed into a false compartment under a trailer for 3 hours without water. Temperatures in San Antonio were in the high 90s Thursday afternoon. And now let's pause on the news and take a look at your weather with Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Mac, what is the latest out there?
Well, it's certainly getting to be very hot. I mean, today the temperature went up, but not as much as we expected to be over the next 2-3 days. And again, it's not just us. We're looking for most of the southern United States to be in temperatures that they're not familiar with at this time of the year. We'll talk more about that and take a look at the tropics coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. In North Harris County, authorities responded to calls of a man reportedly stabbing drivers. Authorities say the man was holding a kitchen knife with a blade around 7 inches long and had a stuffed animal. He flagged down drivers, and when they approached him, he stabbed them. The first victim was a woman who got away after she was stabbed in the torso. A second driver was stabbed, but when he reached his home, police found the man dead. Police located the attacker shortly after, and a taser was used when they arrested him. A mother is in mourning, losing her 22-year-old son after a tragic bull riding accident. Peter de la Luna was only a bull rider for a year. He died days after he fell off a bull when he got stepped on at a rodeo.
Peter was very charismatic. He was very outgoing, adventurous, had the biggest and brightest smile you could ever imagine.
Vanessa De Luna is forever a mom of 2, but tonight she's mourning the loss of her oldest one.
I mean, I feel like I'm missing a big piece of my heart.
Since 1989, bull riding has claimed the lives of just over 20 people. Peter was only 1 year into the sport. His 22 years on Earth shaped a lifetime of memories his family and friends will never forget.
My son loved what he was doing. He loved living life. He just wanted to be the life of the party.
Peter Isaac Luna.
Peter graduated from Smithson Valley High School during the pandemic. Taking this victory lap around his classmates, making sure everyone had a smile on their face, just like he did.
And I was so proud of the man he was becoming. He made his decisions and I backed him. I have his back.
His family told me stories of his high energy and infectious smile. These are just pieces of Peter's life his family, friends, colleagues, and competitors got to see.
I just wanted to copy him all the time.
The Bandera bull riding community has rallied around the De Luna family helping in any way they can.
Not only have they, helped us out raising money, they're doing raffles for him, they're doing dedications for him, and it goes without saying, I can't even begin to tell every single one of them, thank you.
The family will attend the Riding on Faith Rodeo in Bandera on June 7th, where tributes will be made in Peter de la Luna's honor. Now today, the widow of Hunter Biden's brother Beau told the jury about the moment she found his revolver inside his truck console. Haley Biden described putting the gun into a leather pouch, stuffing it into a shopping bag, and tossing it in a trash can outside a market near her home. Federal prosecutors have argued Hunter Biden was in the middle of a heavy addiction when he bought the gun. He is charged with 3 felonies and pleaded not guilty. Hunter Biden has said the Justice Department is bending to political pressure from Republicans. The SpaceX Starship rocket launched from its Starbase facility in Boca Chica today. The massive vessel is equipped with a rocket booster known as the Super Heavy. SpaceX and NASA are aiming for a controlled re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere and a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. During its 3rd test flight in March, the Starship rocket system hit several new milestones. It flew higher and farther than it had during its first 2 tests, but it broke apart upon re-entry and failed to splash down in the Indian Ocean. Now next month, the project to rebuild Pleasant Green Drive will start. Victoria City Council awarded the reconstruction project to a group out of San Antonio. The contract is for over $949,000. The rebuilding on Pleasant Green Drive will be from Juan Lynn Street to Port Lavaca Drive. Construction will start next month and is expected to finish by October or November of this year. Issues on Pleasant Green Drive are caused by recent traffic due to construction on U.S. Highway 59. Now remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. The suspected serial killer murders is now facing new charges. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5, the latest in this trial. Also ahead, a brutal heat dome is coming to parts of the U.S. way earlier than expected. The suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer now faces charges and the deaths of 6 women spanning from 3 decades. In a court filing today, prosecutors say Rex Heuermann kept a document to blueprint his crimes. Investigators believe the document, which was found on a hard drive in his basement, was used to document his killings. Included in there were concerns about leaving behind evidence, guidance for cleaning and washing bodies, and how to, quote, improve next time, unquote. He appeared in a court today and pleaded not guilty to charges claiming that he killed Jessica Taylor and Sandra Costilla. He was previously charged in the killings of 4 other women. And now to extreme weather, from recorded heat in the west to rare tornadoes near Washington, D.C. Multiple tornadoes touched down just north of the nation's capital, and another confirmed in Michigan, where police say it killed a young boy.
At least 2 likely tornadoes plowing through Maryland just north of Washington, D.C.
Get back down, get back down, get back down.
This video showing the moment one touchdown in Gaithersburg. Officials say at least 5 people were injured. They're expected to be okay.
When the tornado hit, I just hear loud thuds and banging on the window. And I just go upstairs, go to my bathtub, hide there.
Damaged homes and cars, dozens of fallen trees. This one pulling down dangerous wires onto the roadway. Just northwest from there, devastation in Livonia, Michigan.
It gives me goosebumps. I hope I never have to go through this again.
The severe storms turning deadly overnight. Officials say this massive tree went through the roof of a family's home, down onto a mother and her 2-year-old, pinning them to a bed. The young boy pronounced dead on the scene, the mother taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family of the victims. This was a tough day.
And in the Southwest, officials warning of record heat. In Phoenix, Arizona, temperatures surpassing 110 degrees, with heat relief centers opening to provide water and shelter. Authorities say the extreme heat can be dangerous for almost everyone if precautions are not taken. And back to the tornadoes near here. The National Weather Service sending out 4 different survey teams today to investigate damage across 9 counties in Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Emwin, ABC News, Washington.
2 weeks remain until the start of summer, yet thermometers are already skyrocketing into triple digits across the West due to heat dome excessive heat warnings, and they're in effect for millions in California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. Last year, authorities in Arizona reported 645 heat-related deaths. That's the deadliest on record. This year, multiple heat-related deaths have been recorded, including 4 in El Paso just last weekend. Authorities are urging those who work outside to start early before peak temperatures, take breaks, and stay hydrated with electrolytes. Farmers in the state are facing mounting expenses as droughts worsen. You can read this Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com. Now, the CDC reports that unprecedented heat waves have sent more people to the emergency room. These hotter temperatures are dangerous, and as we just saw, they can even be deadly.
As temperatures rise, so can the number of emergency room visits for heat-related illnesses.
Heat can affect pretty much any body system, unfortunately, if it's left unchecked.
Between May and September last year, CDC data shows the number of ER visits for heat-related illnesses substantially increased across several U.S. regions when compared to the same months of the 5 previous years, especially among men and adults between the ages of 18 and 64. These illnesses can be dangerous, even deadly, which is why it's important to know the signs, says emergency medicine Dr. Kevin Watkins with Cleveland Clinic.
The most patients that we see that deal with severe heat illness, like I said, primarily heat stroke, are usually more elderly patients with underlying health conditions, or sometimes even young children that aren't put in a safe environment.
One of the most dangerous heat-related illnesses is heat exhaustion. Signs include heavy sweating, cold, pale, and clammy skin, fast, weak pulse, nausea, vomiting, muscle cramps, fatigue or weakness, dizziness, headache, and fainting. Get medical help right away if symptoms last longer than an hour or get worse, or if you're throwing up. The most serious condition in high temperatures is heat stroke, which is a medical emergency. Red flags are a high body temperature of 103 degrees or higher, hot, red, dry, or damp skin, fast, strong pulse, headache, dizziness, nausea, confusion, and losing consciousness. The CDC says these symptoms should prompt an immediate call to 911. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you missed Storm Prep 2024, here are some other dates and times that you can catch the show. It'll be on KAVU Saturday, June 22nd at 4:30. Also at KMOL Sunday, June 23rd at 11:30 a.m. KVCT Sunday, June 23rd at 12:30 p.m. and at KXTS Saturday, June 22nd at 11 a.m. And now here's our Chief Meteorologist, Mac Bettis.
Well, thank you very much. Tropical storm season is around the corner, and for the short term, though, we've got to deal with the heat. It's going to be a very hot weekend, and temperatures are really going to be pushing even higher than today. Right now, we're at 91. It feels like 102, but our official high for the day is 91. So we didn't get that hot. Now, I say that hot because that would be cooler than 97. We'll be talking more about the hot weekend coming up in just a moment. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, you felt a little bit of the heat today. It's just unfortunately going to get a lot worse as we get in the next 2-3 days. You can see how there's absolutely nothing in terms of cloud cover and or rain around the area. The closest stuff is way out in the mountains of northern Mexico. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the Dome of Doom is here, and it's going to be here for quite some time. This is basically summertime. As you can see classically here, the heat dome goes from our area all the way through the southwest, Arizona, Nevada, and even places like Fresno, California are going to be setting new record highs. In fact, today in Phoenix, they had their first high over 110. The high temperature in Phoenix was 113 today, and you're not going to believe what the low was. The low temperature, the coolest it got, was 85. So that is a definite heat wave right about there. As long as this is around, we're going to be in trouble. But the other thing that happens this time of year is that when it continues moving northbound, it does open up the tropical door. And the tropical door would have a lot to do with what happens to us, obviously. And I'll talk more about that. Just reminding everybody, yes, go out and have a good time. Do be careful with the heat, though. Stay hydrated. Limit your strenuous activities in the afternoon hours, and check on the elderly and your pets, and maybe a neighbor who may not have proper air conditioning. And if you don't have it, just go to the local store and walk around a little bit and buy some bubble gum. Here's the names for the tropical storm season. Alberto will be the first, Beryl, then Chris, then Debbie, Ernesto, and Florence. Now, just for fun, just so that you know where I stand, this is the forecast, all right? For 60 years, we've had an average of 14 named storms per year, average. The Colorado State forecast for this year is 23 named storms per year. The NOAA, National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, is saying 17 to 25, and I, little old me, am saying that we'll have 25 named storms. Now, that's a lot of storms. Where they're going is a big question. We don't know, but the way the temperatures of the Atlantic are right now, it's kind of scary because there's so much energy stored up. So a hot weekend, everybody along the coast will be upper 90s, but everybody inland, I mean, I'm talking from Gonzales west, definitely looking at 100-degree temperatures. So if you happen to be traveling out in that area, make sure your car is tuned, you got air filters, all that stuff. You don't want to overheat in all this activity. Again, I wanted to show you, this is a different map. This is the cyclone heat potential, okay? So when you see this pink and white, that's where the best chance for something, because the conditions are ready. Less chance here, more chance here. You can see right there? So we'll be watching the Caribbean because things may be perking up within a week or two. So looking hot tomorrow, 94 along the coast, 95 in Cuero. We are looking for a enjoy the weekend while it's hot, and then with a little glimmer of hope on Monday, Tuesday for a few little afternoon showers. That is your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Karina.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now 5, we're going to take a look at your stocks. Plus, a major update regarding the marketing ban on Juul e-cigarettes. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow up 79 points, the S&P 500 down 1 point, and the Nasdaq down 15 points. Oil up $1.48, closing at $75.55 per barrel. The FDA reversed its marketing ban on Juul e-cigarettes. Thursday, the FDA said the ban was being reversed while it reviews new court decisions and considers updated information provided by the vape maker. The FDA first ordered the company to stop selling its products 2 years ago, but they've remained on store shelves pending an appeal. Juul is still the second most popular e-cigarette maker in the country. So here is your beer poll this afternoon. The question is, do you agree with the FDA's decision to reverse the marketing ban on Juul e-cigarettes? Yes or no? We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. And of course, we're going to have an update tonight on 25 News Now at 6. First-time unemployment claims are up. New data from the U.S. Department of Labor released today showed that 229,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. That's 8,000 more claims than were filed the week before. The number exceeded economist expectations, but it's still the highest weekly claims total in a month. But the number of weekly claims is still lower than pre-pandemic levels. Alrighty, stay with us. We're going to take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, Boeing Starliner has successfully docked at the ISS. Plus, here's a look at world news tonight right after 25 News Now at 5.
President Biden honors D-Day, 80 years since the invasion. Why it matters so much now. Plus, tracking the dangerous heat wave. More Americans turn to world news tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Boeing's new Starliner capsule has docked at the International Space Station after missing its initial time window for docking earlier today. The capsule launched in Florida Wednesday and was expected to dock around 12:15 p.m. Mission managers in Houston investigated the failure of some spacecraft thrusters used for precise maneuvering, as well as performed thruster tests. Astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunny Williams are on board the capsule. They are expected to stay at the station for 8 days before returning back to Earth. And we talked about this. That capsule is really tiny. It's really, you're really squeezed in there.
It's a trash can. You're flowing. You're going what? 17,000 miles an hour
it's
around the Earth.
Claustrophobia, right? That's
in
what you would get?
Yeah,
oh, goodness.
You have to be really good at not getting claustrophobia. Amazing stuff, though. But they're out there tonight. So, folks, we are, of course, looking at a very hot weekend. I want you to have a good time and get out there, but do be cautious. Middle part of the day, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to get, overwork or overplay, really. And the elderly, of course, they can go to the grocery store, but you just don't want to overdo it in the middle part of the day when the heat index is up at 110. And that's what it looks like. In the longer term, next week, we start picking up a slight chance of at least a cloud or a shower. I don't know that we're going to cool down much because this heat dome is extending from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So this is almost a semi-permanent feature of our global and our changing climate. And so we're just having to live with it now.
Yeah, these are going to be our summer days from now on, so you got to be prepared.
If I mentioned the overnight low in Phoenix was 85. That's the coolest temperature they got.
Goodness.
So, gonna be tough.
Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Alrighty, thank you, Mac. And thank you for being with us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.